Hello and warm welcome to everyone who's joined us today for our University Progression webinar. So my name is Helen Benny and I'm Partnerships and Programme Manager here at NCC Education. And I'm joined by Rebecca Bewley, who is NCC Education's Head of Partnerships. And we have two very special guest speakers from two very prestigious universities with us today. So thank you so much to everyone for joining us. I know people are joining from NCC accredited partner centres all around the world. So we have a chat function, we have a Q&A function. If you would like to drop in the chat where you're calling in from today, we'd love to know where you're coming from and how international today's webinar is. So let's get started. So in today's webinar, we will be covering a short introduction to NCC Education. I'll be going through the updates and changes to our new University Progression Routes brochure 2026-2027. And then we will be joined by our two very special university guests from the University of Western Australia and Royal Holloway, University of London. So plenty to get through this session. This morning here in the UK, but depending where you are, it might be this afternoon or this evening. So let me hand over to Rebecca.
Thank you very much, Helen. And I just want to reiterate a warm welcome to everyone. Thank you all for joining. So I will just give a sort of brief introduction to NCC Education. I think, as Helen mentioned, there may be colleagues joining us from some of our accredited partner centres, but I just want to give an overview and a sort of background to our organisation and the qualifications that we offer. So NCC has been developing and delivering internationally recognised higher education qualifications for over 3 decades, but with our origins going back further still to 1966. Today, we have a network of over 240 educational partners across the globe that offer our British qualifications in local study centres. And we are now present in over 60 countries as of 2026. So we have quite the global spread. So chances are there is an NCC accredited partner centre near you. We work with a global network of schools, colleges and universities to provide lots of different routes into higher education study and give the opportunity to obtain a British diploma, which could lead to a university degree. And we are also, very importantly, regulated by the Office of Qualifications and Examinations Regulation, or Ofqual, as it's commonly known, here in England, which ensures the integrity, the quality at all levels of our qualifications. And most of our qualifications are also listed on the regulated qualifications framework, so that the qualification that you're getting is quality assured and will lead you on to more opportunities for study. We do also work quite closely with regulators and governing bodies in other countries where we are present to ensure that our qualifications have that global recognition as well. So what we offer, as you can see here on this screen, you can study locally at your accredited partner centre, and you can complete a full, what we call a degree pathway, starting with level 3, 4, 5, and with one of our university partners to complete that full degree in your home country. But you can also study abroad. So each of the NCC education qualifications has progression routes to international global universities. This means that you can complete any one of our qualifications and travel abroad to complete the remainder of studies. So the UK, USA, Australia, Canada, Malaysia, Singapore, and a lot more, as we'll see a little bit later when Helen takes us through the university progression brochure. So in terms of progression routes with our qualifications, our level 3 international foundation diploma typically leads you on to year 1 of undergraduate study at university. Year 2, after completing our level 4 diplomas in in business or computing, and then year 3, or what we refer to as a top-up degree after completing the level 5. So you really can achieve that full degree pathway with NCC Education qualifications. And there's, a very accessible, flexible and international route to higher education with us. So hopefully that gives a very brief overview as to what we provide. And I will now hand back to Helen to take us through the progression routes. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Rebecca. So some of you may have already noticed that our university progression brochure has changed names. So for many, many years, it has been called the What Next University Progression Brochure. And we've now simplified it and called it the University Progression Routes Progression Brochure. So it does exactly what it says on the tin. It showcases all of the different routes where students may wish to apply after completing their NCC Education diploma. And the majority of cases, the university will consider your application on a case-by-case basis. It's on the same part of our website, so on the university progression page, and we're hoping for it to be uploaded this week, if not this week, then next week. So that will be with you all very soon. So that is the 2026-2027 edition 1 update. So what will this update have? We have decided to, as well as freshening it up in the way that we always do and adding in the new recognitions, this brochure is going to be more interactive, so easier to use for all of our students and centres. And it's going to have a lot more interactivity. So when you go into the contents page, as always, there's a section for each of NCC's diplomas. With this particular update, when you click on the university name, it will take you to that specific page within the brochure. So that makes it really, really easy to use. So you have a look at the contents page relevant to the diploma that you've completed or are completing, and you want to know, where might I want to progress to university? If a particular university's name jumps out at you and you want to read more, you'll click on it and you'll go straight to that page. Likewise, when you're on the particular page, there, it has the name of the university, it has the country, it might give some IELTS or English language requirements and potentially a guideline minimum grade requirement. We have the various degree titles, if the university has detailed those. For the International Foundation Diploma, you may be required to follow a particular stream. If so, that will be detailed in there. And then again, in terms of that interactivity, the university website, where you can click on it and it will take you to the university website. And then also a contact email address or an inquiry form for the university. Again, you click on it and it will lead you to contacting the university. So much more interactive and hopefully more intuitive and easier for everyone to use. We also have some new graphics at the beginning of the brochure. So a lot of the universities that recognise our programmes did really, really well in the QS rankings, both in terms of the world rankings and the subject rankings. So we've added some statistics there for you. We've gone through all of the different relevant statistics and pulled a few out. In particular for our International Foundation Diploma, these are relevant to the different streams that we offer. So the streams within business, finance, computing, engineering, sciences, creative arts. So there's plenty of universities that have been in a top 100 if that's something that's important to you for different subject areas. Also in terms of the world top 100, world top 250, that's all in there. So that's a really interesting article to look at. Obviously, there's lots of other factors that go into choosing your university, your preferred university. And we actually covered that in December when we did a university progression webinar with a couple of other universities. So you may want to go back and watch that webinar, which is on our YouTube page. We've also got a university offers article. So this is slightly different to our previous article, which was where students went. We've changed this to university offers. So again, lots and lots of different universities there. This is based on self-reported data from NCC's accredited partner centre network. So over this summer, if all the accredited partner centres can feed back your progression data to your business development manager, that would be fantastic. And it illustrates that students have progressed to universities that are in the brochure and that are not in the brochure. So there are many, many different progression routes, obviously so many in the brochure itself. But we do say that the brochure is a guide and not a limit. If you have a particular university that you're keen on applying to that aren't yet in the brochure, go ahead and apply to them, but also, of course, apply to some that are in the brochure as well. And then in terms of what students studied, there are so many different courses that our students go on to study. The traditional courses such as business management and computer science are very popular, but also so many engineering courses, psychology, sociology, media, journalism, education, robotics, AI. If you can think of it, our students have progressed to that course using their NCC Education International Foundation diploma. When it comes to the levels 4 and levels 5s, whether that's in business or computing with business management, or any of the other specialisms that we offer in data science and cybersecurity, then the student tends to progress to a specifically relevant degree subject. So if you did a level 4 in business, you most likely would be looking to progress to a degree in business or business management, for example. And just a quick summary of some of the brand new recognitions in this upcoming edition. So we have several new universities recognise our Level 3 International Foundation Diploma, universities that are in Uzbekistan, the UAE, Kazakhstan, Finland, Singapore, and Malaysia. We also have some new articulation recognitions at Level 4 and Level 5 Diploma in Business, Level 4 Diploma in Computing, and Level 4 Diploma in Computing with Business Management. For the pre-masters, soon to become international pre-masters, that specification has newly been released, and our Level 7 Diploma in Business Management. So these are just the new additions, and of course we have all the universities already in the brochure that recognise our qualifications at various levels. Now, without further ado, we're going to speak to our fantastic guest speakers from 2 universities. So we'll be starting off with Ruth from the University of Western Australia, who is International Relationships Manager. And then we will move on to Elle from Royal Holloway, University of London, who is International Student Recruitment Regional Manager. And then hopefully at the end, we'll have a time for a Q&A. But please do drop any questions or any comments that you can think of while the speakers are talking. Do drop them in the chat and then we can address them at the end. Okay, and without further ado, I will hand over to Ruth.
Thanks, Rebecca and Helen. It's a great pleasure to talk to the NCC study centres. I think we've got students from all around the world. As mentioned, I'm Ruth Castrati. I'm based in Perth in Western Australia, and I'm the International Relationships Manager for Europe and Central Asia. It's currently 5:15-ish here in the afternoon, and I'm just going to spend a few minutes telling you about studying in Australia, but more specifically in the city of Perth, and the pathways available to you at the University of Western Australia. So next slide, please. So I'll just talk a little bit first about why Australia, because it's not always everyone's first thought when they're considering their overseas study options. But we absolutely have some great reasons to consider Australia. Not just our world-class education and lifestyle, there's plenty more, but I'll start with that. So Australia is home to 15 Nobel laureates. So the research excellence that we have is absolutely cutting edge, absolutely amazing amongst the 42 universities that we have in Australia. In fact, the COVID vaccination was, I think, University of Queensland. So there's some amazing stuff going on. We have 2 Nobel laureates at my university, both in the medical research field. And 9 out of the 42 universities in Australia are currently top 100 ranked. So that's nearly a quarter of our universities have that prestigious world ranking, which is quite a lot when you compare to other markets where there's a lot of universities, but not so many are in that top 100. And we also have something called the Group of Eight, which you might not be familiar with, but in Australia, this is sort of like the Russell Group or the Ivy League in the US and the UK. And it's the 8 most research intensive, I guess, prestigious universities of which we're a member. And we're well known in Australia to showing practical and real world skills to our students. So one of the big reasons behind that is we've got the space to have this sort of thing on campus. So Australia is huge. We can actually have, the labs, the simulations, the gardens for agriculture, the vet science, all of those things actually on our campuses as well. We have a really wide range of courses and a lot of flexibility within our courses, which I think I'll touch on as well. If you're planning on staying on after you've completed your degree, we do offer a minimum 2 years working visa if you're wanting to get international work experience. And we have 5 of the world's most livable cities here in Australia. So definitely a nice place to live while you're studying. Students in Australia on their student visa are permitted to work 24 hours a week alongside their study. And there's no restrictions to that. You can be doing whatever job you can find on or off campus. Next slide, please. Western Australia is to obviously the west coast of Australia, and you can see Perth there in the southwest corner. We are in the same time zone as 60% of the world's population. That's really important to us because our main business partners are places like China, Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia, and we're actually able to do business really easily with those places. We have direct flights all across, so 3 flights directly to Europe, the Middle East, Africa, lots of places within Asia as well. It is Australia's strongest economy in Western Australia, and we have the lowest unemployment rate. So it is actually a really nice place to live in terms of the quality of life, and it's a wealthy state. So there's a lot that comes along with that. And actually, if you graduate from a Perth University, you get 1 additional year when it comes to working after you graduate, and that's because we're considered to be a regional centre by the government. Next slide, please. So the lifestyle in Perth is really very nice. We are the sunniest capital city. We actually have 8.8 hours of sunshine per day on average, so even during the winter months. We have a lot of beautiful beaches. But most importantly, at this time in the world, I think we would always appreciate it's a very safe and stable and secure place to live. Okay, very multicultural. So 36% of our residents are born overseas, and we've actually just upped this. So we've actually got 200 different nationalities now living in Perth. And if you are staying to work after you graduate, our salaries are about 9% above the national average. Next slide, please. So just onto the university. The University of Western Australia, or UWA as we call it, is the oldest of 5 universities in the state. It is a member of that prestigious Group of 8, and the current world ranking, according to QS 2026, is 77th in the world. We have a lot of notable graduates, and we're very well known for our global connections. So we've got 4,500 international industry partnerships, and that really helps students out when it comes to things like internships, when it comes to ensuring that the curriculum that we're teaching is completely up to date, and it allows for a lot of opportunities for our students. Next slide, please. So we are what we call a comprehensive university, teaching across a lot of different subject areas, but there are certain subjects where we're particularly well known and where we're ranked in the world's top 50. So those are, some really important things within engineering, oceanography, environmental science, clinical medicine, biological sciences, agriculture, etc. Sports-related subjects as well. So if you're looking at any of these areas, definitely have a think about UWA. This is our campus, just 10 minutes from the nearest beach, 20 minutes from the airport, and a 10-minute bus ride from the Perth CBD. So really lovely, right along the river here as well. And this is just one slide showing our business partners in the business school. So this is just 10 minutes from the university. So you can see the sorts of big names that we work and cooperate with to give our students opportunities. Next slide, please. All right, so undergraduate courses, we have a few different options for students coming from NCC. So we have comprehensive degrees where you can design your own program. We have specialised degrees, so that's focused in on a particular area, such as engineering. We have double degrees. We have combined bachelor's and master's. These are interesting. These are accelerated pathways for high achieving students where you can actually get both a bachelor's and a master's within 4 years. And we also have professional pathways into teaching, medicine, law, and dentistry. But I'm just going to tell you, next slide please, more about the comprehensive degrees because I think these are quite unique for us. So you can see on the screen here all of the different subject areas and majors that we have. So with a comprehensive degree, you can quite literally put together any 2 majors that you want to do to create a very unique learning experience and a unique degree. So you could absolutely do something like criminology with marine biology, or you could do physics with gender studies. It's really up to you to pick and choose what you want to do. And we love this aspect of the courses and we love the flexibility that comes along with it. Next slide, please. And in terms of the progression routes from the NCC centres to the university itself, if we're looking at the International Foundation Diploma, L3, you're able to get, with a score of 70, direct entry into our undergraduate courses with an ATAR, that's an Australian admissions rank that we can equate to, of 80 or less. If you've got a level 4 diploma in business, then you can come into the same courses, but you may be eligible for 12 credit points, which is 2 units towards a bachelor's degree. And a level 5 diploma in business, same again, but you may be eligible for 4 units or 24 credit points. So we'd love to see more NCC students progressing into our courses. Next slide, please. And the academic year in Australia is just one thing to note because it is a little bit different. So we have 2 intakes at the end of February and the end of July each year. The main intake is in February, but you can usually start your course in both. And the timetable can be really flexible as well. So a lot of our international students might just be on campus for 2 days a week or 3 days a week, and then they'll spend the rest of the time having sort of a 4-day weekend so they can incorporate things like work or, you know, the lifestyle, things like that. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. And accommodation we have on campus. This is really important, especially for undergraduate students, so that you're somewhere, you know, that's very close by. It's got all of the amenities you want, and it's all inclusive. So what that means is your meals, your bills, your Wi-Fi, everything's included in your weekly cost. So you can really just come onto campus, start living, start learning, start enjoying the city, but really not have to worry about anything else. And it makes the transition really easy. You'll always have your own private room. We don't have like dorm style, for example, like they do in the US, but you'll meet together for communal meals. And this is a really great way also to meet like-minded people and make friends as well, because there's a lot of social and sporting networks. Next slide, please. This is the last slide. I just wanted to show you that there is an opportunity, even if you're in Perth studying at our university, to still do a semester at another institution abroad. So this is what a lot of our international students take advantage of. So doing your degree in Western Australia, but then you might take a semester and go to the UK or to the US or Canada or Ireland or wherever you want to go. So you can get a very unique semester even within your student experience at UWA. And I'm just going to leave it there. The next slide is just my contact details. If you do want to drop me an email, please feel free. But I'm conscious of time, so I'll just leave it right there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ruth, for that amazing presentation. And as Ruth said, those are her contact details, or we do have the university's contact details in our progression brochure. And let's go straight into Elle and your presentation for Royal Holloway. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello. Yeah, so shall we go back to the previous slide, please? Hello, everyone. I'm Elle Zhang, and I'm from Royal Holloway, University of London. I'm the International Recruitment Regional Manager for UK International, Central Asia, and China, Hong Kong. Shall we go next one, please? So today I just want to talk about the university through 3 different sessions, and a brief introduction for the university, the service and support we offer to international students, and our guidance for our applicants. Next, please. As other top universities, we are one of the London University Federation group, and so in this way, you'll be able to use the research resources and share some of the building with the university for other University of London campuses. Next one, please. We have 2 campuses. The main campus is located in the edge of London, in Surrey. Our main campus is in Egham, which if you want to go to the center of London, it takes 40 minutes on the train to Waterloo. And we have our central London campus as well. But later on, I will talk about more about this campus. It's very walkable distance to the British Museum, and it's co-located with the University of London Senate House facilities. Let's go to the next one, please. So for Egham campus, most of the programs taught here, and you can see the beautiful castle-ish buildings over here. And we also have modern buildings. We spent like millions pounds for those resources for students. It's a campus-based university, so you can enjoy all the beautiful accommodation and the sports village, career service, food, canteens, on-campus accommodation as well. Let's go to next one. Thank you. So this is the Egham campus. You can see that we are the surroundings are all the green woodlands space, and you during your free time you can enjoy the nature. And it's also next to Windsor Castle and Richmond Park. Next one, please. So as I mentioned before, because our campus is very pretty, so lots of films and TV series have the cast over here, and probably you are noticed about the Called the Midwife, You, and also Heartstopper, or it's very famous Netflix TV shows for teenagers. Next one, please. For our Central London campus, we mainly talk about like there are 9 programs of master courses located here, and one of newly launched bachelor programs here taught at the Central London campus. Let's go to the next one. Can we go before, please? Yeah. So this is our 2-year accelerated business course. It's absolutely the same as our 3-year standard business course. As you know, in the UK, most of the UG degree is 3 years, but this one allows you to finish your undergraduate within just 2 years. You don't need to worry about all the qualifications, this and that. It's absolutely the same as 3 years, just shorter and intensive. So for this one, you study 3 days a week over the long terms, and also it's built with our employers together. So you know that your degree is career ready. And for the tuition fee, it's 28,000 around per year. The second year, we will update it very soon. So for parents, it's a good news, because instead of paying 1 extra year's tuition fee and accommodation fee, this one is very good value on students. And next one, please. I think there are some, yeah. So these are the programs and subject we offer. So we offer biology, science, business, and classics, and drama, economics, English, creative writing, information security, language, mathematics, media, music, psychology, physics, and social science related programs. Next one, please. So some of the subjects are leading the way. For example, the music one is 7th in the UK, psychology is 13th, and our marketing is 20th, our double E degree is 18th, and computer science 24th, physics 23rd. Next one, please. Almost all of our degrees are have accreditations and connections with the industry. You can see. Okay, so next one is our facilities. I think there are some photo comes up. Yeah. So we have the UK's first psychology department with an on-site MRI scanner. We also have BBC-style digital studio for our media production. And we have Future Studio with our advanced CGI and production technology. And also Bloomberg training room for business students, mock courtrooms for law students. Next one, please. Yeah, so for the support and service we can offer to the students, we offer on-campus accommodation for our first-year students. It's guaranteed if you apply before the mid of July. So for the fee-related issues, it will be £100 to £120 per week. It really depends on what types of room you choose. And as I mentioned before, we have the beautiful castle-ish buildings. Next page, please. Part of it is also student accommodation. You can apply to living here. And next one, please. So we have a sports village, and you can join more than 35 clubs and 80 teams on campus. And also we have student union. They organize so many events, for example, summer balls, and also academic or activity related clubs you'd like to join. Next one, please. So these are all the logos for our student society and the sports clubs. We also offer career support to students. For example, you can book one-to-one sessions. They will be able to check your CV, and we have career fairs. We invite all the employers to our campus, offer the opportunities to students. Let's go back, please. Thank you. And we also have LinkedIn workshops. Most of the students find jobs through LinkedIn, and at campus you can connect to more than 1,000 employment opportunities on campus each year. Every student once you enrolled in the university, we have a job portal for every student. The service is available up to 2 years, even after graduation. All of our business-related courses designed with employers together. Next one, please. So these are all the graduate career destinations. You can see there are lots of big name companies over here, as London is an international hub in the world, and you can find lots of job opportunities over here. And students studied in the UK, you have 20 hours per week to do any part-time jobs. We also offer on-campus job opportunities or internships to students. Next one, please. Next one, yeah. So this is the fee and the fundings. So for our tuition fee, it's ranged up from about 21,000 to 30,000 per year. It depends on different programs. You can check our website for details. And for scholarships and for UG degree students, if any student achieve ABB or equivalent at A level, later on we have the ABB equivalent foundation grades requirements. So you can get £3,000 deduction automatically from your tuition fee. You don't need to apply for it. We also have other specific scholarships up to 5,000 available across CS, English, Physics, and Mathematics. For PGT students, depends on different regions, you get different scholarship. Most of them are automatically awarded. You don't need to apply as well. For example, for students from China, Hong Kong, you get £4,000 off. And for students from India, Pakistan, you get £6,000 off automatically. US citizens, £3,000 off as well. And for UAE, Central Asia student, you get £2,000 off as well. So for our entry requirements, student study foundations, it depends on our program's entry requirements. Most of our programs require ABB or equivalent, so it will ask 65% from your foundation. Rare programs ask AAB, that will be 70 from your foundation, and we require IELTS of 6.5 overall as well. For our PGT students, and we prefer students has a degree already, but we would usually ask for 60% in the PMB, and if they have a 3-year diploma, we would ask for 70. All students would also be required for complete IELTS 6.5 overall with no subscore below 6. Next one, please. These are all the upcoming events. If you have any chance, come to the UK, enjoy for holiday, you're welcome to visit us. We have open day on Saturday, 13th of June. It's the beautiful season in the UK. Here at our open day, you can talk with our departments directly. There's taster sessions available as well, and you can check the campus on your own, which is absolutely amazing opportunity for international students. I highly recommend it. If you can't visit UK, it's fine. We have online webinars. You can check our website for UG and postgraduate webinars opportunities. That's all. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much to both of our university speakers. It's fantastic. Both have given fantastic presentations, and to answer one of the questions we've already had, yes, we will share the presentation slides afterwards. And of course, this has been recorded, so that will go onto our YouTube page. So you'll be able to watch back and share with any of your students or prospective students also. So in terms of, we'll give our kind of final thoughts before moving on to a Q&A. So if you would like to drop a question either in the Q&A bar or in the chat, please do so. Just to move on to some final thoughts before we go on to our Q&A. So what's important is to look at NCC's university progression page. So as I mentioned, if not this week, then next week we will have our new 2026-2027 university progression brochure up there, where you can see all the routes available to students for the various NCC Education diplomas, obviously including University of Western Australia and Royal Holloway, University of London. We have just received the news about some credit exemptions for the NCC Level 4 Diploma in Business and Level 5 Diploma in Business from University of Western Australia. So that won't be in this edition 1 of the brochure, but we'll be putting it in later in the year. So any questions or queries on that, either Ruth can answer now on the call, or you can get in contact with the university if you'd like to know more about that. It's important to visit the university's website and also the specific pages for the course where you're interested in, because that has lots and lots of information. So I would advise checking out the website and those web pages first before emailing over any questions, because it might be that your question is already answered by visiting the university's website. We have the university contact details in the brochure. As I mentioned, it's all hyperlinked now. So you've got the general website page and then either an email address for the international admissions team or it might be an inquiry form, depending how the university handle their inquiries. So take a look at the brochure and get that information. It probably is also on the website and the specific study pages of the university too. If you're a student, contact your local accredited partner centre if you need some counselling on where you might like to apply for. That isn't a specific service that NCC Education offers, so go to your accredited partner centre. He'll be more than happy to advise you on that. And also remember, the University Progression Routes brochure is a guide, but it is not a limit. So without further ado, I'm going to hand back to Rebecca to go through the questions that we've had. We've had a few questions both in the chat and in the Q&A. So please do drop your questions in if there's something you are quite keen to ask now on the call. Don't miss the opportunity to ask live. So Rebecca, back over to you.
Thank you very much, Helen. Yes, I can see a few questions in the chat to start with that came through, I think, during Ruth's presentation. So this is with regards to international students working in Australia. I think it's just to clarify really how many hours per week international students are able to work and whether they're able to work around 19 hours a week.
Yeah, so the government allows students on the student visa in Australia to work 24 hours per week during term time, and they can up that to full-time hours during semester breaks. So a lot of students will do part-time work during semester, and then if they're staying around the city, between the semesters, they might look for full-time work during those periods. But it is very flexible, and that work that you get is on or off campus. We can help you with finding jobs. We have a job centre and a career centre, and jobs are pretty plentiful at the moment in Perth as well. So generally our students aren't finding it difficult to pick up part-time work. So if you wanted to work 19 hours a week, yep, you can do that. One thing we would definitely recommend though is get established in your course. Make sure that you're doing as much as you can to settle down, and then you can realize how much time you can allocate to working, because you don't want to be overwhelmed when you first arrived. But once you're ready, you can absolutely start looking.
Excellent, thank you, Ruth. I think there's another question for you as well with regards to the duration of the bachelor's degree at UWA. I know obviously it depends. You've said there's a huge range of different degrees and whether that is a sort of specialised degree or not. But with regards to the level 5 diploma in business, if a student presented with that diploma and they were able to get the credit recognitions, is there a sort of approximate duration that we could give, in terms of how long the remainder of the degree would be?
Yeah, absolutely. So coming in with a level 5 diploma in business would essentially give you 24 credit points, which is 4 units or 4 modules, and that's 1 semester. So the most common bachelor degrees, like the Bachelor of Commerce or the Bachelor of Business, are 3 years in duration. So if you're coming in with a level 5 diploma in business, you'd expect to study for 2.5 years. So you'd be getting 6 months or 1 semester credited.
Excellent, thank you. That's really helpful to understand exactly how that kind of, the build-up of the degree.
Yep.
I think we've also got some questions with regards to scholarships and funding. Ruth, did you have any information on that? Are there any scholarships available?
Yeah, I didn't put any in my slide because we are a pretty new partner to NCC and we haven't established a scholarship yet. But watch this space because we're actually just in the process of confirming scholarships for 2027. And I have put a proposal forward to have scholarship for NCC students. So I can't promise anything, but it will be on the cards, hopefully, and we will definitely let Rebecca and Helen know so they can pass that information out to you guys, but we can't confirm anything at this point.
Excellent, thank you. I appreciate that, but that's some potentially exciting news to hear. So thank you for sharing. And Elle, I know that you mentioned in your presentation there are various scholarships and discounts available, and I think also you mentioned that some of them are just automatically applied, and it's not a need to apply for a specific scholarship.
Yeah, so yeah, that's correct. And I can see from the chat that somebody asked that whether there's any scholarship for Nigeria. So we can have and Africa, we normally offer £4,000 deduction for tuition fee automatically. You don't need to apply for that scholarship. Yeah, and do we offer medicine? We don't, but we offer biology science and also psychology, clinical mental health related programs. Yeah.
Thank you. And are there any specific scholarships for sort of high achievers? So if there's an academic result over a specific amount?
For those scholarship I just mentioned, it requires you to achieve ABB or equivalent, like 65%, which is not hard to achieve, I think, at NCC Education. So that's the ones that probably can answer your question.
Okay.
Whether you, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Elle. Thank you.
Yeah, so 65% would be kind of a mid-grade merit. So the merit grade starts at 60 and the distinction starts at 70. So for the Royal Holloway Scholarship, you're looking at those who achieve a 65% merit.
Yeah.
Thank you. There's a question from Victor, which I think is for us with regards to the publishing of the University Progression Routes brochure. So that will be live on the website this week. And it will be on the University Progression page of the NCC Education website, as you can see linked here on the screen on the slide. A question from Dilshad from Icon Academy. Could you please clarify what the cost of tuition is per year? I think, I mean, obviously I'm happy to hand over to Ruth and Elle for those. I do think they are on the slides provided, and we are going to share the presentation after the webinar as well. So we can have the actual, the fees and funding laid out for you there.
Yeah. I didn't put the fees on our slides because they do change depending on the course you're studying, but they would averagely be around about, let's say, 38,000 Australian dollars per year, up to about 52,000 Australian dollars a year for a general undergraduate or postgraduate course. The only exception to that is things like medicine and dentistry, which are a fair bit higher, but you would probably be expecting to pay around 45,000, I would say, would be a good guess.
Thank you. And from Joseph, does the University of Royal Holloway offer MBA top-up full-time program for the NCC Education Level 7 Diploma in Business?
We currently don't have MBA related programs, sorry.
So that's for, I think, in terms of what we do have progression routes for the pre-masters, or what will be the international pre-masters, but not onto the MBA programs.
We don't have MBA programs in the university. Yeah. So yeah. Thank you.
Do you have any Masters of Science or Masters in any other programs that students could progress onto?
Yes, we do. We have plenty of business courses and a student can plan onto. If you go check on our website, just type business school in, there will be plenty of business related programs. And there's I think there's 7 business programs taught in the Central London campus as well.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
So our current official recognition with Royal Holloway relates to the pre-masters in business. That isn't to say you can't contact Ellen and the team regarding your level 7 diploma in business management. I'm sure they'll be interested to get any queries from any of the NCC diploma levels. And of course, if you would like us to make that request for recognition officially with the university, drop a message to your business development manager and they will pass it on to the partnerships team. You can obviously contact the university also directly just to make an inquiry about that, because we say that our brochure is a guide but not a limit.
And Ruth, just a follow-up question with regards to the fees. I know you said obviously it's not kind of published in the webinar slides, but is it possible to find out from each of the various course pages on
Yeah,
the university
absolutely.
website?
Yeah, the university website is the best source of information for the fees, and we have a fee calculator which is pretty easy to find on the website, and you can just choose the course and see the cost for international students. I can see a question about how the annual payment is divided. So essentially, when you first accept your offer, then you would need to pay for 1 semester of your course, and that's to allow you to get your student visa and start that process going. And from then on, you'll be invoiced every semester, so 2 payments per year for the duration of your course.
Fantastic. Thank you for clarifying that, Ruth. Ruth, are you the best person for our centres to contact if there's, questions around applications for specific students?
Yeah, absolutely. Feel free to contact me, and my email's on the slide deck, so I can help you with any further information and talk to you about the application process, etc.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I think that covers all of the questions that I can see in the chat, unless I've missed any, Helen.
No, I think we've got them all in the chat and all in the Q&A. So yeah, I think that's everything covered.
Excellent. Thank you. So as we said, we will share the presentation after the meeting, and the actual recording will be uploaded to our YouTube channel and shared as well. Oh, just one more question from Hans. I heard there are a few universities requiring SAT exam score for Australian universities. Does UWA require one?
So this really depends on your qualification. If the qualification from your home country is equivalent to A levels or that sort of international A level standard, then you can generally get direct entry into the universities. The one reason that we would ask for SAT exams is if the high school only goes to, say, year 11, so it's not quite at A level standard, and then we might ask you to take SATs just to top up that level. But it really does depend on the local curriculum high school that you're studying. But if you're obviously coming through the NCC Foundation program, then that's at the level we need. So you shouldn't need SATs in conjunction with that.
Excellent, thank you. Okay, so I think we will wrap up there. Thank you again so much to our special guest speakers, to Ruth and Elle. Thank you to all our attendees for joining us today. And thank you, Helen, for guiding us through the presentation. I wish you all a great rest of the day, and I hope to see you at another webinar with NCC very soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.